I want to start off my speech today by introducing you to Jean Comment. Now, what makes Jean Comment amazing is that she's the oldest documented human living to 122 years of age. But if that's not amazing enough, is the way that she lived her life. She was said that she smoked to 117 years of age. Now, I'm not endorsing smoking by any means. I just thought it was a pretty audacious habit that she had, that even though she lived a long life. She enjoyed a French diet, which we all know includes a lot of butter, dairy, meat, pastries, chocolate, which are things that if you hear any health advocate today, they would probably frown upon her or lose their minds over. And well into her hundreds, she enjoyed hobbies such as tennis, running, playing the piano, and swimming. Now, I start my speech today with that story to establish a couple of things. One, we can live a really long time. And two, that we can do it while doing things that add value to our lives and that we find fun or entertaining. Today, I'm going to touch on three pillars of longevity. One, I'm going to touch on physical well-being. Two, nutritional excellence. And three, emotional wellness. Now, it's no surprise that physical well-being is a crucial component to just being healthy, let alone living a long life. But did you know that there's certain parts of the world where people are living well into their hundreds? Let's call them centenarians, and just doing it by doing low intensity exercise. Did you catch that? It's low intensity. Doesn't mean you have to go get a CrossFit membership or Orange Theory or start a new strength training routine. It's low intensity. That means that you can add years to your life by going on a walk, gardening, maybe planting some grass and tending to it, or just standing a little bit more throughout your day. Again, physical activity in these blue zones, and just to clarify, blue zones are those pockets where we find the most centenarians around the world. Some of you might have heard about the blue zones or read the book Blue Zones, but that's kind of where I'm getting some of this research from. Now, we must remember, physical activity is not just about looking good, but it's about also feeling great. We know that exercise supports cardiovascular, building bone density, and flexibility, which are all crucial components to just being healthy and living a long life. Now, as for me, the way that I incorporate it is by playing basketball a couple of times a week. I do strength training, 5 or 6 days, depending on my schedule out of the week. I try to stretch for a minimum of 5 to 10 minutes. That's one that I still have to work on. And I go on a daily walk with my family. Next, let's touch on nutritional excellence. I'm going to share a quote with you that I resonate deeply with. Let food be thy medicine, and thy medicine be thy food. There's so much wisdom packed in it, because for me, and I don't know about you, I'm just frustrated, I'm exhausted, and just plain confused with just the environment, just the many different types of diets are out there. I don't know if I'm supposed to be keto, vegan, am I following a paleo diet, Mediterranean, beach diet? I'm just losing my mind. There's just too many things. I just want to know, what am I supposed to eat to just be healthy, to live long? There's just too much. I know there's a lot of money involved. But again, we look to the blue zone and the longest living people for some wisdom here as well. There's three things that I've extracted just from researching the blue zones and centenarians. One, they limit processed foods. Again, they don't have the many fast food options that we have here in the Western world. Two, they limit sugar. Again, I'm not saying eliminate, because hey, I love a good slice of carrot cake for my birthday, every year for sure. And three, they have a good balance for portion control. I love the Okinawans in Japan. They have a phrase, hara hachibu, which means stop eating when you're 80% full. Again, something that I struggled with. I'm still trying to master that. I grew up in a family where I had to clean my plate if I wanted to get up from the dinner table. And I've personally experienced with so many different diets, too many to name here. And most recently, I started experimenting with a carnivore diet. And it's exactly what you think it is. 98% of my calories come from animal-based products. But I'm doing this with wisdom. I went and got a whole lab workup before I started this diet. I'm journaling and just seeing how I feel throughout the days and weeks. And then I'm going to go get my labs drawn again in about 3 months. There's empowerment that comes from taking agency over your health and utilizing the many resources and tools that we have at our disposal today. And lastly, emotional wellness. Now, coming off the heels of the pandemic, I think we all can agree that emotional wellness is crucial, and it can be very damaging if we don't take care of it. It's one of the reasons that I joined Toastmasters. It's another community that I have in my life. There's too many studies that show the correlation between emotional wellness, isolation, not being able to handle stress, to either living a long life or really shortening the years in your lives. Again, the blue zones and the centenarians emerge as a guiding light in this area also. They teach us practices such as prayer, meditation, communion with nature as tools to temper our stress, and they shield us from the corrosive effects of stress. They also show us how important purpose in life is, whether it's purpose in taking care of your family, purpose in serving your community, or purpose in just striving for excellence in whatever it is that you do or the craft that you undertake. Now, as for me, some of the things that help me with my emotional well-being, some of the practices that I implement today are, I have a local church that I attend a couple times a week. I have, of course, you amazing people, my Toastmasters Club that I attend, and I love to play basketball with a group of friends that I've been doing for years, and that's another habit. You can batch different pillars into one. I play basketball, get my physical exercise, while also have the community aspect folded into that. I call my family and friends a couple times throughout the week. There's just a few things that I practice, and that just keep my emotional well-being in a good, stable point. In conclusion, the pillars of longevity, physical well-being, nutritional excellence, and emotional well-being all form a framework to living longer and healthier. But let us remember, the pursuit of longevity is not just about adding years to your life, but about adding life to those years. Again, it's not about the quantity, but it's about the quality of those years. Now, call to action to all of us here. Let's incorporate one practice into each of these pillars. It could be going on a walk today, picking a new, healthy, nutritious recipe to cook by yourself or with a loved one. Or it could be, calling a friend or a family, shooting a text. All these things, all the choices that we make matter. And together we can shape a future where we're not only adding years to our lives, but we're adding life to those years. Thank you, and back to you, Mr. Toastmaster.